Good afternoon, Yeladim, and welcome back to more Children's Torah Stories. We are learning all about David, who is now the king of the Jewish people, David HaMelech. And David has had all kinds of trouble recently because Avner wanted to come and join with him. Or at least he said he did. Yes, there's plenty, but this one's Avner. And Avner had been the boss of King Ishbosheth's army. But Avner and Ishbosheth had a fight. And so Avner said, I am going to go and join David. And so off he came, and he and David said, yes, that sounds like a great idea. We will join together. Avner said, I'll bring all the army over to you. Wonderful. They shook hands. But Yoav, David's army boss, heard about this. And Yoav was not happy at all. No. Avner hurt my brother. I will not let him get away with this. David, don't you know that Avner is only trying to trick you? Well, we don't know if David is right and that Avner really wants to be friends, or if Yoav is right and Avner's actually tricking. But Yoav decided he was not going to wait to find out. He was going to go after Avner. And he sent messages, Avner, I need to talk to you. Okay, coming. And they came along, and they came closer together and closer together. And Yoav was carrying a sword. Yeah! Oh! Ow! Bonk! And Yoav hurt Avner. Can't believe it. But that is what happened, Yeladim. And Avner is gone. And when David heard about this, he said, what? Yoav, how dare you do that? Well, I did the right thing because Avner was going to trick you. No, Yoav, he wasn't. He was going to be my friend. He was not going to trick me. You are wrong. And because of what you did, now Avner is so hurt. That was wrong of you, Yoav. And you know what David actually wanted to do? He actually wanted to put Yoav in jail. Yoav, you should go to jail because of what you did. If you try to put me in jail, I will get the army to fight against you. Because remember, David, I am the boss of the army. Oh no, he's right. I can't put him in jail. He's too powerful. He's too strong. What am I supposed to do? I guess I can't really do anything about this at the moment. And that was David's problem, is that he really thought it was wrong what Yoav had done, that Yoav had gone and hurt Avner like that. But he said, I can't do anything. I can't do anything about it. There is one thing I can do. I can show everyone that this was a bad thing and that people might think I told Yoav to go hurt Avner. No, I did not. Everyone, I wish Avner was okay. I wish Avner didn't get hurt. I really didn't want him to get hurt. Please believe me. Yoav did a bad thing. I can't put him in jail, but I would if I could. And so even though David couldn't actually put Yoav in jail, he was telling everyone that was wrong and I don't agree. That's so important, Yeladim, because sometimes we can actually do something. If we see something wrong, we can do something to help. That's very important to do. But there are other times where we can't do anything, where there's nothing we can actually change. But you know what we can say? I think that is wrong and I don't agree. And that's very important as well. Well, meanwhile, King Ishbosheth is now very worried. Oh no, what am I going to do? First, there was me and David, and we both had our big armies. Then Avner fought with me, and he said he's going away. But now David is the only one with a strong army, General, because Avner's gone. Uh-oh. Well, Ishbosheth's trying to decide what's going to happen. What should he do? And while he was busy thinking about that, there were two guys who came. I'll tell you what those two guys did in just a minute. They came over to where Ishbosheth was. They waited till Ishbosheth was sleeping. And these two guys, their name were Rechav and Bana, these two guys came and bonked him on the head. Ow, 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 ow. And Ishbosheth could not be the king anymore. And they came through. And they said, they came through, these two guys, here they are, Rechav and Bana, that they went and they bonked Ishbosheth on the head. Well, then they came through and they told David. They said, David, wonderful news. You are now the only king in Israel because we found Ishbosheth and we got him while he was sleeping and we bonked him on the head for you. Aren't you happy? What do you think David's going to say, Eladim? Do you think David's happy that they bonked Ishbosheth on the head while he was sleeping? No, 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 definitely not. That is a terrible thing that you did. Don't you remember? I would always make sure that King Shaul didn't get hurt. Don't you remember? I always wanted to make sure that people were okay. And I never want good people to get hurt. So what you did was so wrong. Ishbosheth wasn't a bad guy. You had no right and no reason to go and hurt him like that. No, no. You must go to jail for bunking him on the head. Off you go to jail. Woo! And off they went because David wanted to show. David doesn't just say, oh, well, that's good for me that now there's only one king. He said, no, no, that is not a good thing at all. But what happened was, after that, because there was now only one king, all the Jewish people came. David, we want you to be our king. 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 Everyone came and said to David, there we go, we want you to be our king. And they were all so happy that David agreed to be the king of the whole Jewish people. David Melech, Melech Yisrael. David Melech, Melech Yisrael. David Melech Yisrael. Chai, Chai Avekayam. So finally, David was the king of the whole Jewish people. Not just the king of Yehudah, of his tribe. Not just the king of 600 guys helping him. But the king over the whole Jewish people. Do you know how old David was when he became the king? Do you want to take a guess? Show me on your fingers how old you think David was when he became the king of the whole Jewish people. He was 30. 30. David was 30 years old, which is pretty young to become a king, to become a boss of a whole country. That is younger than me, but it's older than probably you are. But David became the king of the whole Jewish people. Yep, 30. Well done, Daniel. He became the king of the whole Jewish people when he was just 30 years old. And then David said, hey, I've got an idea. There is a wonderful city. There is a wonderful city called Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim, that's the most special city in the whole world. That's Jerusalem. That's Hashem's favorite city. Yerushalayim, that's the best city. But they didn't know that back then. They just thought, oh, that's another nice city, Yerushalayim. There's only one problem. There are bad people living in Yerushalayim. And Yerushalayim is strong. It's so hard to beat Yerushalayim. It's got mountains and high walls and all kinds of things. And so David sent his army to say, guys, can you go and capture Yerushalayim? But in Yerushalayim were some bad Canaanites living. And they said, you're never going to get Yerushalayim. You'll never be able to chase us out of here. We are so strong. We will just chase you away, no problem. David said, they are right. It is so hard to get into Yerushalayim. Who could come up with a plan of how we could get into Yerushalayim? Well, do you remember who's the best in the army? The boss of the army is Yoav. So even though David and Yoav were having trouble because David thought it was really bad what Yoav did, Yoav said, I have an idea of how we will get into Yerushalayim. Oh, how will you do that? Well, Yerushalayim has a river that goes underneath. And what we are going to do is we are going to swim through that river and then climb up the well that goes from the river up into the city. And then we will jump out at them when they don't know that we're coming and chase them away. If we try to get there from outside the city, they will chase us away easily. But we are going to sneak in through the river and come out. Yoav, that is such a clever plan. That is why you are the boss of the army. Okay, good luck. So Yoav and his soldiers went, and they went into the river. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And then they got to the well. Climb up. And here you have the Canaanites bopping around the city. La-di-da-da, I'm having a nice day in Yerushalayim. No one will ever chase us away. Rah! Ah! Run away! I'm going to chase you. Where did you come from? Ha-ha, surprised you. Oh, no! Rah! And they chased away. Rah! They chased away. Oh, the bad people from Yerushalayim until they were all gone. And then Yoav said, David, now the city is ready for you. Wonderful. Now I am going to make this the main city. I'm going to make this the main city in Israel. This is where I will build my palace. This is where I will have my family, and this will be the place for all the Jewish people to come. Later on, Yeladim, it's going to be the place for something else even more special. The Beit HaMikdash, a special home for Hashem. That's still coming. But for now, it was just going to be the main place for David to live. But then, we heard some more bad news. The Plishtim were back again. And the Plishtim said, we fought King Shaul and we beat him. David, now we are coming to fight you, and we will beat you also. So David didn't just go to fight them. Hashem, what should I do? What should I do about the Plishtim coming to fight with me? And Hashem sent him a message. Remember, Hashem always told the Kohen Gadol with his special breastplate. Hashem told him what to do. And the Kohen Gadol said, Hashem, tell me what should David do? Okay, I'm listening. He must go fight the Plishtim. And he will win. Wonderful. I will tell him thank you. Hooray! Jewish people, let's get ready. let's get ready to fight against the Plishtim. Hashem said, we are going to win. Rah! Fighting. Run away. Yay! And the Jewish people won, but the Plishtim said, we're coming back again. And this time, we're gonna fight even better. Well, do you know what happened the next time that they came to fight? I'll tell you next time. Bye. Shabbat Shalom.